Alright, hey, what's going on, guys? So I just want to do a super quick video here, basically just giving my thoughts on the PoE2 patch 0.4. So yeah, just get right into it. For some preference, I didn't actually play last patch. I didn't play 0.3, and also I am basically full doomer when it comes to PoE2. So yeah, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna play 0.4, but yeah, let's just kind of get into it. Honestly, I'm been, like looking at the patch and like I watched the review and I looked at the notes and everything. Honestly, personally, I don't think this patch is like too crazy. I don't think it's like not anything like super special. Honestly, I mean it's special for the fact just alone because Path of Exile is getting Druid. It's never had Druid. It's something new. Like it's special in that aspect. But like outside of that, not much else. We'll kind of get into it. So, yeah, actually, I think the retention for the next patch 0.4, I think it's actually honestly, I think it's gonna be worse than last patch though. Kind of the reason I think that is for one, well, a lot of people played 0.3, and they played a lot of 0.3, and the patch 0.4 is going to come, and guess what? The end game still remains the same. So, just for some also, context, I had a friend of mine who did play a lot last patch just because of Abyss being added, and he has no plans of playing this one at all. So similarly, think the like same thing's gonna happen this patch in a lot of ways. I think people are just already burnt out on the mid end game. I think people will have fun with Druid for probably 2 to 3 weeks. People will have their fun honeymoon phase. People will try some stuff out, and then I think they're gonna get bored and pretty much call it at least. Uh, Even if we look back at like PoE 1 leagues, like for example, like you take like 316, that was a super hyped up league, but the retention was like one of the worst. It was terrible, right? And but it was also like a freaking juicer league. So, that's just kind of some example right there. I don't think it necessarily has to mean anything. So, if you don't care about Druid this patch, I don't know if there's like really much else outside of Druid to be excited for. I think maybe like the uniques, possibly that's like the only other thing that I could see like maybe being like interesting is the uniques, just because of the fact that if it works the way like I think it does and other people are thinking it does, like from what we can tell, from what Mark was saying, we can basically utilize it to basically just think of it like you can take so like take Ming's Heart for example. You take a unique and you take the two like bad modifiers off Ming's Heart, and then that's just like what you have. You can just do that, I guess. So like that's kind of the like whole thing is like, so I think that sounds really interesting, right? Like if you really look into the uniques and you figure out what mods you could actually like take off basically, because that's how you, even that's what Mark was explaining it as, like the whole idea is to like you basically just find good uniques and then to basically remove the downsides off of them. That's kind of the idea more or less. But it could be annoying. That's the other, it could be really annoying, like it could, like, because it could hit 2-1. I don't know like how the like ins and outs of it are gonna actually be. I'm also worried about the actual temple layout thing, because it seems like you're gonna have to run like a stupid amount of maps to like fill that out. Um, and yeah, I don't know how to feel about that either. And the fact that they technically nerfed the overall like loot in general. Just there's less quantity because there's less monsters. So a lot of builds ended up getting hit from that indirectly anyway, even if they didn't get nerfed. Just because like for there's less mobs, so builds like that like utilized heralds and more explosions and chains and stuff are gonna get like screwed because of that. You're gonna need way more AoE, more clear, more damage. Uh, yeah. So outside of all that though, another thing I just kind of want to mention is like I think it's kind of weird, to be honest, that They said that Druid when 0.3, I remember when it hit, they said that Druid was basically done. Did they not? Did they not say Druid was basically done when that patch hit? Like they just had to finish like a little bit of the animation rigging. I say a little bit. That is a lot of like work. Let me like walk that back. That is definitely like I know like yeah, it's that stuff's tedious and it's annoying and a lot of work. But again, they said it was relatively done. So that being said, that was months ago. So and then their reason for not having endgame uh, changes, the major endgame changes, was because they ran into time constraints. So that was the reasons. That's the reason for the engages. Like, does that not just seem a bit weird? Like, what? So what? The question is, what have they been? What have they been really been doing this whole time? I mean, we got the league mechanic, and the gems, and then the balance changes, some uniques. I guess that's just, yeah. I mean, really, the answer is just that it comes down to scope creep. They bit off more than they can chew. Once again, I guess that's pretty much where we are. Honestly, though, another thing I kind of find it a bit crazy. I've been seeing there's been a lot of like crazy mental gymnastics. I've been seeing some people going through trying to like defend this stuff. Like they literally themselves said this end game sucks. Like Mark even went out of his way to the links to say the Atlas tree in of itself sucks. Like it's trash. Like so what are we talking about? Yeah, so I don't know. You guys can let me know down in the comments. Kind of just I'm curious overall what you guys think. You guys logging in Druid? You guys gonna be watering some plants? You know, gardening action league. Is that what we're doing? Yeah, so one last thing though before I wrap this up, I just want to clarify. I love Path of Exile. I love the game. I've spent a lot of time and money on the game, so I want the game to be good. That's why I'm talking about it, giving my thoughts, just, so yeah, and I do think it will be good, but still, as of 0.4, I'm not really seeing it. And, maybe next patch is the one, right? Yeah. Thanks for watching, though. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.